Hey guys, John Murray. Welcome back to the channel. I am out here on Lake Chickamauga. It's about 20 minutes from my house. It's not my home lake. I consider Watts Bar my lake, but I'm out on Chickamauga. It's a gorgeous day, but it is cold. Right now it's about 34 degrees, actually pretty warm compared to what it was earlier. It's going to get up to the 40s today, which will be nice. Not really for an Arizona boy like me, but for around here, 40 degrees, 45 degrees during the day is pretty good. Quick fishing report out here. It's tough. There's obviously a ton of fish in Chickamauga and a lot of big fish. There's a BFL coming up this Saturday. I know a lot of guys are practicing for that. I'm even sort of practicing for that, but sometimes when I fish those, I lock into Watts Bar just so I can catch some fish. This is a tough place with 200 boats when it's this cold. There's two different styles of fishing here. You got the lake fishing, the river fishing. You got the creek fishing, and you got the lake fishing. I'm in a creek right now, and the water's pretty clear. And what happens, that water comes in very clear from those creeks and cools it way down. And so in those areas, it's good techniques for me, but the water's 40 degrees, 39 degrees, 41 degrees, very tough time to catch bass. You're going to need a little weather. You're going to need a cloud cover, a little wind when you catch them in these clear creeks. And the other way is out on the main river. Main river always has fish in Chickamauga. It's a lot of mud, muddier water. It's dirtier water. It's got a lot of current. They're blowing a lot of current through here. The bait selections for that's going to be a little shallower. You're not going to catch fish very deep, you know, when it's rolling mud, or not mud, but dirtier water. And the water's a little warmer. It's 43, 44 degrees out there. I'm going to show you a few different kinds of baits that I've got tied on. You know, how I would attack this lake, or how I am attacking the lake. But right now, it's just a beautiful, calm day on Chickamauga. And let's look at some of the baits we're going to use. First of all, this electronics is going to be a big key this week. You have to find bait when you're in Lake Chickamauga or any of these lakes this time of year. And the forward life scope that I got from Garmin, the mapping, and the 2D are all very important keys for when I'm looking for fish, looking for bait. Some of the baits that I have tied on, the frit side crankbait, that's a popular one. I got it on a new 6-gill rod and reel that's sort of glass. It's going to be coming out soon, one I'm very excited about. The next one over there is a jerkbait. The jerkbait, Deep Dive and Stacy jerkbait, great for the clear water areas. The next one's like a vibration bait for deep water. I'll throw that in clear water. It's a Duo Realis, hop it out in deep water. And the other one's another red little rattle trap type bait for shallow water. On my spinning rod, I got a Shad Rap. You cannot go wrong in cold water with a Shad Rap. That's real light line, and just slow reel that thing. And then what the bait I'll probably throw most of the time is going to be that A-rig. And I have that on a 7'9", 6-gill rod, 25-pound Gamma line. I use really heavy line just because it's necessary for me to throw that big bait. And if you get a bite, it could be a 10-pounder on Chickamauga. Well, let's wrap this up, this fishing report up, with using my Garmin electronics on my console. Side view, mapping, and I'm idling these creeks looking for schools of bait fish. These bass are like every other bass in the world. If you find their food, if you find the big balls of bait fish, you're going to find those bass nearby. So a lot of fishing in these creeks and stuff in Chickamauga involve a lot of idling. So that's what I'm going to be doing the rest of the day. I'm going to idle up and down and try to find a couple schools of fish. Sometimes they're keepers. Sometimes they're 6 and 8 pounders on Chickamauga. That's the beauty of it. The other thing that I notice on Chickamauga is every day's different. You can come out here, idle this, find some good fish, find a big school of bait fish, some fish on them, and the next day they're gone. And they move a lot on this lake. There's a lot of pressure. There's going to be over 200 boats in this tournament, so I think that's the reason they move so much. So what I'm going to do the rest of the day is I'm going to take my sweet running Mercury right there, and I'm going to take these sweet Garmins, and I'm going to keep looking, and I'm going to look for those winning fish. And I'll do a report after, see how the fishing was on the BFL on Chickamauga.